Guys, okay, let's do it. Last new topic of the year. Here we go. Um, Unfortunately, this is not new. So first thing I want to mention is evaluate means find the sum. And arithmetic is n over 2 first term plus last term. To be honest with you, when there's only 7 terms, I could probably just list it out and add it up, but I'm going to do it the fancy way because a lot of times there's not just 7 terms. I'm going to start with saying my first term is -4 because that's what this says. And then I'm going to make my arrows. And it says the common difference is 4, which means that it's going up 4 each time. So 0, 4, 8. And term 0 would be -8 if I went backwards. Again, it would be really easy for me to just go up to the 7th number, but I'm not going to do that because we don't always have a small number of terms. So I'm going to do it the fancy way. T of n equals 4n minus 8. 4 coming from the growth, -8 coming from term 0. And I'm going to use that to find term 7. Okay, I'm ready. Sum equals 7 terms divided by 2. First term is -4. Seventh term is 20, which comes out to be 56. There is not a problem like this on your chapter 11 test, but there is a problem like this on the final. So just so you know, keep it, somewhat in the front of our minds. Okay, number 11. Evaluate each infinite geometric series described. Infinite is sum equals first term over 1 minus r. However, there's a rule about r. Do you remember? Yep. Absolute value of r has to be less than 1. And don't worry about the absolute value. I just say ignore the sign. What's r in number 11? 1/3. R is 1/3, which is less than 1. So that means we can do the problem. Great. Sum equals first term over 1 minus r. Do you guys see the spoiler of number 12 already? Okay, just checking. So 7/6 over 3/3 minus 1/3. 7/6 over 2/3. Keep change flip. 7/6 times 3 over 2 equals 7/4. Yes. Yeah, same thing, same thing. Yes, you can make it into a common denominator, then cancel them out. Especially on one like this where it's easy, 3 goes into 6. Okay. There is not a problem like this on your chapter 11 test, but there is one on the final. Just so you know. Okay, last warm up number 13. There may be one like this on your chapter 11 test. It's either arithmetic or geometric, meaning either 13 or 14. So if I were making my note card, I would put both of these on there since you don't know which version or what it's going to be. This one is arithmetic. So the first thing I like to do with these is find T1 and T of n. T1 and T of n are going to be what I plug in these spots right here in the sum formula. And T1 I get by plugging 1 into I in the parentheses. So 4 times 1 minus 3 is 1. And T of n I get by plugging n in for I in the parentheses, which is 4n minus 3. So I plugged in 1 for I, and I plugged in n for I. Any questions so far? I plugged in 1, plugged in n. Okay, now the formula is sum equals n over 2 T1 plus Tn. What number up there is the sum? 276 equals n over 2. And T1 I found up here is 1. And Tn I found up here is 4n minus 3. Combine these two. Multiply both sides by 2. Distribute. There are so many 4s and 2s in this problem. Let me just check myself. Negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac. Okay. Lot of the same number over and over again. Okay, this is one of those with the moment of truth. You know what I mean by that? So if I type this square root in, what should I get? Positive whole number. Yep. Negative 2 squared minus 4 times 4 times negative 552. You see how I typed it in with the parentheses very carefully? Parentheses around the negative, all that. Ah, perfect. 94. Okay, do you also remember that we can ignore the minus on this one? Only do the plus? Do you remember? Okay, we are done with the packet for now. Just scooch that to the side. Grab your notebook. Alrighty. The first problem is actually not a regular math problem. It is a review of what the differences are between standard and vertex form, which is great. However, because I'm extra special, okay, on my list. Okay, so first thing I want to tell you is that C is the y-intercept on standard form. C is the y-intercept. And in graphing form, interestingly enough, K is not the y-intercept. You actually have to do some stuff to find it. A is the stretch factor. To get the x-intercepts, you factor or quad formula. And you can get graphing form by completing the square. We did all of those things in the first semester. We looked at C is the y-intercept, A being the stretch factor. We did a lot of factoring the quad formula the whole year. And we did some completing the square in the first semester. Okay. Now, what's the difference between that and this? HK is the vertex. A is still the stretch factor. And you can go backwards to standard form by making a box and distributing. You guys understand what I mean by making a box in this case? Do you have any idea what I'm talking about? Like taking this part in the parentheses and making a box and then distributing? Okay. All right, so as fun as that is, most of the year we worked in this form. Today we're going to work in standard form. And I'm going to teach you how to do something really neat. And it requires what we learned on Friday. So if you missed Friday, this might be a good time to see what we did Friday. All righty, let's go find the equation in standard form. It says standard form, so I'm going to scroll up here and note that that means this. Y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, and for each one of these coordinates, I'm going to label it x, y, x, y, x, y. Okay. I'm going to plug in the x and y into this equation, and I'm going to make 3 of them. It's going to start to look like Fridays. So I'm looking at this coordinate right here. Y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Do you see what I did? Are you sure that you see what I did? I took this thing here, plugged 0 in the y spot and 1 in the x spots. Okay, now I'm going to this one. 5 equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Now I'm going to this one. 12 equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, now I'm going to make them look prettier. So 1 squared is 1. 1 times b is 1. So I'm going to say 0 equals a plus b plus c. Do you guys understand how I got from here to here? Okay, now I'm going to do this one. 5 equals 4a plus 2b plus c. Do you see where I got the 4a, 2b, and c? Okay, what's the third one going to be then? 12 equals 9a plus 3b plus c. And now it should look familiar. Like a system of equations from Friday. These problems, I have to tell you, are actually easier than the ones on Friday. Okay, couple of reasons. You always have plane C. I have plane C in every single one of the problems. All three of the C's will be plane. What that means is instead of, you know how like on Friday we had to figure out a strategy, like what should we eliminate? In these, you always eliminate the C. It's the easiest thing to do. So I'm going to tell you what to do, and you should do the same thing every time. Instead, there's no strategy involved. It's great. Okay, so you're going to pair equations 1 and 2 and equations 1 and 3 every time. It doesn't matter what the equations are. You're always going to do 1 and 2 and 1 and 3 because you're going to have plane C every time. 0 equals A plus B plus C. 5 equals 4A plus 2B plus C. 0 equals A plus B plus C. 12 equals 9A plus 3B plus C. Okay, these can always be eliminated with subtraction, but I don't like subtraction. So what I like to do is take the top equation and multiply it by -1 and just write it right underneath the bottom equation because I'm lazy and I don't want to write too much stuff. So this is 0 equals -A minus B minus C. 0 equals -A minus B minus C. Okay, and this one I have 5 equals 3A plus B. C's eliminate. On this one I have 12 equals 8A plus 2B. C's eliminate. Okay, write your two answers like a math 1 problem now. What would be the easiest thing to do to eliminate? Eliminate B? How can I eliminate B? I'm going to do -2. Yay. Whole number. Okay, then bring that back, plug it into this guy. And I'm going to assume that equation 1 is our favorite of the originals. Okay, now the final answer on Friday, I told you guys was a coordinate, correct? In alphabetical order. The answer in these is a little different. What you do is you take your A, B, and C and you plug it back in here to show the equation. So y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So final answer, y equals x squared plus 2x minus 3. Interestingly enough, this equation of this parabola goes through all three of those points. Which if I were you and I was doing a problem like this, I would go back to my graphing calculator, type in x squared plus 2x minus 3, and then scroll through the table, make sure that all three of those points are actually on there. If I was doing this for a test or quiz. Just saying. Okay. Now, I have one for you guys to do in your groups. It's exactly the same process as this. You have a lot of time. I'm going to come around and help you. Okay, this is the same thing. Follow the note. Talk to your group. You guys can talk. Totally fine. How was your weekend? Mine was great. I thought it was for me. You're gonna do it. I like to do casual, yeah, it's just like. No. Actually, I feel like I don't want it for like. No, goodness, no. I learned a planner. We were one year watching the very, that's my supposed to be tell, because they're like. No, well, you can tell them like, on the, you know, the music and like, the loud, like, I mean, she can barely get like a theater next door or something. You guys okay? You're gonna fit it. You're gonna do it. Yeah, I know.
Some people call it no, not everybody.
I would love to the top, the five, and the bottom part. You get happy, you're like, you're like. Because all of them are really, so.
Do you have any suggestions? Actually, just.
Always do them the same way. So we always wanted to, then want to free. I tried.
You really that needed.
No, effective and, remarkably quite clear. I tried that. Yeah, I thought it was that.
You don't really have. Yeah, oh, wait, yeah.
So now we do, and then we go 9 days on. Yeah, for all three of us. Okay. You can divide that second one by 5 and get a little day, and then make it shorter.
Like I thought you did.
It's just checking. Pretty sure it was just reading numbers.
Oh, yeah. Surprised, yeah. Right, yeah.
Are you sure? Yeah, totally. I like it. Great strategy. You gotta do two things no matter what, so that works. Violet, what did you get, honey?
What did he say? What did he say? You know, it's
What strategy is just divide, that's like one by five, and then I'll divide it by like six. No, okay, I think that's where it's at. Or seven, maybe five. But that was. He's like, okay, that one. Hang on. I think it's been. Okay, what?
Well, I would agree. It's fine.
Guys, I believe that this is the answer. You should just jot that somewhere, I think, I'm pretty sure. Just jot that to the side, so.
So I can literally strike on the numbers. Yeah, exactly. So, Yeah. I love it. Yeah. Why is that? How it goes. Yeah. Definitely not. Okay, at least, yeah. You guys know what homework is? Some kind of PPM is it? You should do that.